Whenever you're dealing with the insurance company, there's a lot of things that they don't want you to know. In this segment, we're going to talk about 5 secrets that claim adjusters don't want you to know about. My name is Mike Keeler. I'm a licensed public adjuster in the state of Florida. I'm your favorite and only YouTube public adjuster. So one thing that you don't hear about and the adjusters don't want you to know about is how their training has evolved into initially covering claims to now initially trying to deny every claim. So remember, about 25 years ago, I was here. I worked on the insurance company side of things. So the adjusters go through continual training, a lot about coverages and policies and how to read them, so on and so forth. And then also what comes into play is a lot for the roof and water damage claims for their continual education. So they're brainwashed, aka taught, that, for example, that whenever mode is seen on a water damage claim, that it has to be long-term and therefore you need to deny it. When it comes to roof claims, they're taught these days. They're taught on a different matching type of tiles, the different types of materials, okay, how the winds affect it. And if the roof is old, always use the roof is old, this is wear and tear angle, so deny it. Now, these aren't something that the adjusters want you to know about. Okay, limited authority that these adjusters may have. So adjusters on their own have very little authority, depending on how many years of experience. It could be 10 to 15, it could be 5 to 10, it could be 5 to 15. Okay. Some companies end up doing some type of roundtable with management to decide what they are going to pay for a claim. Okay, so why is this such a secret? Well, because how you can actually use this to your advantage, and they don't want to let you know what their authority is, ask them. Say, hey, Mr. Adjuster, what's your authority on this claim? What's your authority in claims in general? Because then you're going to know, are they putting you through a dog and pony show? Because if your claim is a $50,000 claim and this adjuster only has $10,000 of authority, you know it's going to management. You know you're going into a situation where they are going to try and offer you and pay you the lowest amount possible. That's why it's important. If an adjuster only has 10,000, expect it to go here. Okay, what I talked about. A roundtable of individuals, managers, and other people, legal, to try and determine what your claim is worth. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like this video, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos similar to this. So let's shift it now to the field adjusters, and here's the reason why. Because years ago, the field adjuster was always your desk adjuster. And they did work directly for the insurance company. Go into the office of State Farm, they go into the office of Progressive, their own office Allstate, or any other insurance company. Okay, they do paperwork, then they'd leave and go out on inspections. No more. You got desk adjusters, and you got separate field adjusters that claim to be independent. Okay, here's what they don't want you to know. They only work for insurance companies. Yes, these independent, independent. They only claim, the only reason why they put or say they're independent is because they don't have directly on their business card Allstate, State Farm, Safeco, Liberty Mutual, whatever the case may be. Okay? But they work for all these different insurance companies. So they're taught not to be confrontational. One of the things they're taught by insurance companies, even though they're independent, they're not independent. They work for insurance companies only. There's nothing else they can do if they're an independent adjuster. You've only got 2 avenues you can do if you're an adjuster. You either work for the insurance company or you're a public adjuster that works for people. That's it. So there's nothing else they can do. Um, Common thing they try and do is to befriend you. Okay, they come to your home, shoot the shit with you, talk about, wow, it's a great dog. I have 4 dogs. Listen, that's not going to get you anywhere. Okay, especially if it's a bad insurance company, they're going to screw you. So just keep it short because what they're going to do, they're going to do. Whether you feed them cookies or you tell them get the hell out of here, it's not going to change either way. But this is important to know because when they come with the alibi, well, I've got to send this to the desk adjuster, or my report will be going to a desk adjuster, or you need to talk with your desk adjuster, or I'm just here to do that. Whatever it is, it's a bunch of bullshit. Because they do a report with their opinion on whether they should cover your claim or pay for your roof. I can't tell you how many times, 80% of the time, if you have a roof claim, field adjuster comes and he'll say, boy, yeah, this is going to be a new roof. The insurance company's probably going to give you a new roof, or we're going to cover this for you. They leave. You're like, wow, okay, that was pretty easy. That was pretty easy. I'm going to get a new roof. Call your neighbors. Yeah, I'm getting a new roof. State Farm independent adjuster come out. A couple weeks later, doesn't happen. Guess what? Engineers coming to your house now. So, yeah, just don't fall for it. But these are things that they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know that the independent adjuster is not really independent. They don't want you to know that a common tactic that they do is try to befriend you and try to be nice to you, yada. So that they soften you up for the damaging blow, which is essentially denying your claim or paying you very little. So these last two are really the meat and potatoes of everything. So there's something called claim reserves, and it's important that you know what this is. So it's essentially the adjusters can set the value of a claim, and they can also adjust it during the process. So it may have changed, but I remember when we used to get claims, we would get them through our computer, and at that time the computers were really old. I don't want to tell you my age, but the computers were old, and it was a weird way we got claims. We had to go into like a certain folder, and again, 25 years ago, you can only imagine. I don't know exactly how it's done now. I'm sure there's some type of mailbox or inbox or how they get claims, and then they're supposed to have an initial discussion maybe with the insured and then set a value within a few days, if not immediately. Now, part of the reason why, and then as the claim goes along, they can adjust it either higher or lower. And I'm going to tell you why this is important. So also, a lot of these insurance companies will have audits or have to send certain data to the state agencies and make sure they have enough cash on hand to pay all the claims. So this reserve, let's just say you have a water damage claim and the insurance company puts $15,000 as far as a claim reserve on your specific water damage claim. Well, this number gets added with all the other claims. And during an audit process, they get the approximate cash on hand or reserves, compare the two, and sometimes that's what happens when companies go under. We're very familiar with that in Florida. Okay? So let's go into why this is important. So if you know what the reserves are on your claim, then you have the inside knowledge of what the adjuster and insurance company think about your claim and how much they're committing to pay your claim. Now that's a win-win. So how do you do it? Well, I would email them, Mr. Adjuster, out of curiosity, can you tell me what you have set as a reserve for my claim? Okay? They may tell you, well, we can't release that information. Um, and they don't, technically, and legally, I believe. But you can try. And then I would try as the process starts going on. Have you altered the reserve, the claim reserves? If so, did you make it higher or lower than what you initially set it? And again, they don't want you to know what reserves are. This is a secret. They don't want you to know that they have to put the value on what their claim is. They don't want you to know that this is what they think of your claim. And then finally, the last one, what they don't want you to know. They're supposed to help you. So the insurance company and adjuster are to try their very best to find coverage for your loss. Let me repeat that. The insurance company and adjuster are to try everything they possibly can, turn over every rock, every page of your policy to help you, to find coverage. This find coverage is key. Because what happens in the courts, if there's a question of coverage, the policyholder is supposed to get the benefit of the doubt, so the judge is supposed to take the policyholder's side. The judge is also there to try and find coverage for the loss. I've said this in a few other of my videos. If there were a 10 commandments, commandment number 1 would be, thou shalt find coverage. Now that's very important because they don't do it these days. So if you have a leak, let's take a look at an example. If you have a leak with mold and you tell them it happened a couple weeks ago, they're supposed to find coverage based on that. Based on what you told them. It was a couple, but they don't. Because guess what? As the first slide we talked about, or second slide, their training tells them with the leak and there's mold, deny it. It's long term. But what are they really supposed to do? What they don't want to tell you. They're supposed to help you. Help you find, right here, find coverage, okay? Right here, find coverage. They're supposed to help you find coverage. So it should be the conversation of, okay, you reported a couple weeks ago, we understand that there's mold, but we're going to give you the benefit of doubt because the policyholder gets the advantage. So even if it's 50-50, where they're like, well, my training says that there's mold, and when there's mold in a water damage claim, my boss, the insurance company who gives me my check, says I'm supposed to deny it. But I have to fall back on basically the cardinal rules of insurance, which is thou shalt find coverage. So I'm going to give the insured, the policyholder, the benefit of the doubt because that's what the courts do. If it's 50-50, the insured, the policyholder gets the benefit of the doubt. Another example, if your roof was damaged from a hail claim, they're supposed to try to find coverage for you. Verify the storm. Say, okay, yeah, we see that there's some damage. That's not what they do. We see there's damage to your roof. We know there was a hailstorm. I'm here to help you. What they're supposed to be doing is simply adjudicating the claim. In other words, adjusting the claim. But they're not anymore. They take a biased opinion and they turn facts into opinions and opinions into facts. So the number one secret they don't want you to know is that they are supposed to help find coverage in the policy for your claim. Case done, over, no questions about it. Unfortunately, in this day and age, for the last 5, 7, 10 years, it's been flipped on its head, and they don't do this. And this is what they don't want you to know. Because you can use this in an email back to them if they're giving you a hard time. Mr. Adjuster, you haven't made a coverage determination yet. Based on What I know, being a policyholder and the insured, I'm supposed to get the benefit of the doubt. You're supposed to help me find coverage for this claim. So what are you doing to help me? What are you doing to find coverage? That's how you put in an email, in your own words, but I'm just kind of illustrating some of the main points that you would put in an email to the insurance company. For this video, again, my name is Mike Keeler. I'm a licensed public adjuster in Florida. So if you have any questions, need help with a claim, this is how you can get a hold of me. Here's my cell phone, email, website. Thank you.